Before this video begins, I'd like to give a special thanks to the people on screen for supporting me on Patreon.
Hello there, and welcome to some more Sega GT. This is part 33, and in today's part, we're going to be getting that Skyline GTR Nismo out that I said a few parts ago that I would be using for an eventual thing. And here it is, all done up with 1,038 horsepower and different wheels because they look nice. Because it's time to do the drag racing, the 04, the O to 400, and the O to 1000. I'm going to be doing both of those in the same part here. So we're going to... And again, of course, I'm going to have to do these off-screen as well because I'm going to have to also do them a second time to get a second prize. So, first up, we have the 0 to 400 Industrial 400. That's actually the track name itself. Basically, there are 4 heats. You get a certain amount of money each time you win a heat. So, 2,000... oh, excuse me, my voice is going there. 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and then finally 30,000, and then winning it all, you get 100,000 on top of that. So, quite a lot of money to be made on this, to be honest. And it looks like first we're going to be having a pretty easy opponent, a Daihatsu Storia X4. And what I like about this mode is they actually tell you the all the information. So it's a well-tuned up Storia X4, making it about 222 horsepower. So, pretty much near max is what the car would be. And basically the reason I wanted to use the R32 is because it's a 4-wheel drive car and... well, thought it would get off the line a little bit quicker than that, to be honest, but... don't worry about it. I did do some poor shifting, to be fair, so... But it doesn't matter because we still won the first one anyways, and but I am gonna want a better result. Oh, we also get some sponsor money too, but it's just $700 from this. Not sure if they'll increase as we go on though. So next we have is a Nissan S15 Silvia, making about 566 horsepower. So for that car, I would say that's probably pretty close to fully done up. I think if you increase the turbo stages, it can get to over 600. Seems to be a blue one as well. That's a little better. Now, admittedly, I did extend the gearing a bit before I started, so maybe that's why it might be like that. So I might actually put it back to normal. I mean, I guess for an event like this, you don't really need it. You don't really need it that long because it's only to 400 meters, so it's a quarter mile. So I will go ahead and fix that. Ooh. Interesting. So let me see here. Let's just try putting that back to stock. So Toyota Super RZ is next with a turbo 901 horsepower. So still about over 100 less than our car, but it's getting up there. You know, it's getting there. Still shifting too early, I'd say. Though now we actually can get sub 10 seconds, so we are at least getting somewhere. I just have to try not to shift so early, I would say, probably. It might help. So there we go, $10,000 that time. $5,000 for a fastest bonus, so I didn't even realize that you could get a bonus from that, but now I do. And there we go. So, one more to go, and it's apparently something called a Deuteron, which is an original car with an obscene 1,165 horsepower. It's 4-wheel drive, but the engine's in the back. So this might be where we hit an obstacle. This might be where I'm like seriously itching too, which is really infuriating. Well, we did get off. We were briefly behind, but now we've pulled away. And hey, that wasn't even as fast as my previous run, but we still come home with the W. So that's all that and that's honestly all that matters. So there we go. That's $30,000 for winning. $700 from all of our sponsors. Did it say what? No, it doesn't say what the others count. What the others do. It's kind of. It would have been kind of neat to know. Oh well. But we win the tournament, so that's 100,000 extra dollars, and a body. Yep, that's You don't actually get a regular car the first time around doing these. You actually get an original car body. So I'll just show that off real quickly. And just because that's a bit quicker. It's exactly what you think it is. It's the Deuteron. It's basically this kind of odd like race car with like a bright ass neon green and purple. Not really sure what it's trying to be based off of, but whatever it is, it's certainly neat. But that's basically what you get the first time around. But of course, as I mentioned before, you can get a second car. It just so happens that we need to do it a second time, which I'll do off screen, so you're not just watching the whole thing again. Right, so a slight diversion. I've decided for the 0 to 1000, I'm actually going to switch over to the Viper that I had, because even though the Skyline has all that power and stuff, it does lose a lot. It actually doesn't after a while, it kind of loses out on the high end. So it doesn't actually, it's not really breaking the fastest time that I could be setting, so I'm just going to be using the Viper just to play it safe. It may not get off the line that fast, but still, it'll probably work. So 0 to 1000 tournament, it's basically the exact same thing, the exact same 4 heats, all with the exact same amount of money to be made. And we get it's just on a much longer stretch of land, and unfortunately that poor first car that has to go up against the Viper is a Subaru. Oh my god. I had a reaction there. This is a Subaru Pleo RS, only making about 64 horsepower. Yeah, it would work fine here, because this car, as you see, it takes off, and takes off, and takes off. And see, it's just enough to crack fastest lap there, so this car I'd say it's safe enough to use. It's just that off-forward momentum is just not as good. But we should be fine. Only $1,000 for fastest bonus this time. Does it, I guess, does it like depend on when you do it? It's how much you get. Well, anyways, the next car is a Mazda RX-7 RS, which has 657 horsepower. Yeah, you can kind of tell they make some of these first ones a bit pretty simple. They give you cars that are not even like 4-wheel drive to go against. I will say though that RX-7 was doing better for a while until the car really started to kick into overdrive, basically. Oh hey, we still managed a slightly faster time as a result. I'd say, like, once we get to the last heat, it might be interesting, but I suspect we should be okay. Oh yeah, you get more depending on when you set that fastest bonus, I suppose. That seems to be how it is. Ooh, next up though, we got a 4-wheel drive car, Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo, making about 735 horsepower. That's actually not as much as the car can make, but, you know, I guess maybe they wanted to make it slightly easier because of the last car. Who knows? This actually be a good way to show how my car just kicks in and then zoop, right past. And I just did the exact same time I did last time. Nice. But there we go. That's 3 down, and that's just 1 more to go. Of course, no fastest bonus because I didn't actually beat it. I just tied it. And next up we have is oh boy, this might be interesting. Might be a bit challenging. Something called a TN240, making 1,202 horsepower. It's mid-engine and has 4-wheel drive. It's naturally aspirated, like the Viper, too, interestingly enough. But this might be a challenge. But let's just see how I get on. That car did not exactly get... That other car did not get a better launcher than I was expecting. I thought it would have a really good launch. It actually didn't. So, whoops. And third time in a row getting the exact same time. But we won, so that's all that matters. So, with that, we'll collect our money once again. And as you will probably expect, after we get our 100,000, yep, the body is in fact a rather unique looking body. Almost kind of has a Toyota, like a resemblance like a Toyota GT1. But as you probably would have guessed, once I get into here and skip all this, it is in fact the TN240, which actually is less to buy than the Deuteron, interestingly enough. But basically, the TN240, it's very Toyota GT1 inspired, and also like other car bodies of the time. It's really nice, one of my more favorite bodies. But I would say that's probably the vast majority of all the bodies in the game here. At least I've gotten them, as far as I know, at least for this version of the game, because the Japanese version is one I'll have to look at later. Well, okay, actually, I take that back. I do recognize there is one other one that I don't have. But I don't know I don't exactly remember where you get that one, to be honest. I'm sure there's another event we haven't done yet, which is how you get it. So, yeah, we won't worry about that. What I actually might do is I'm actually kind of curious to make. I might actually make a body with that TN240. And in fact, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because in the next part, we're gonna tackle the Pioneer Max Speed to see how fast we can get the car to go. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button if you want to see more content similar to this one. You can also hit the follow button. What? This isn't Twitter. I'm like losing it with these end parts. But yeah, if you like it, hit that like button. If you want to see more content similar to this one, hit the subscribe button. If you want to come check me out on Twitter here, or check me out on Twitch, support the channel on Patreon, or join my Discord, that's all down below in the description. I really am losing it, I think. It's all getting to me. I'll see you on the next one.